Okay, so in the you can say last session we have learned that how you can create the XPath, how you can create the XPath and find any type of element in your application. So if anybody have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'm going to proceed with the you can say next part. Okay. So for that, let me open my own website. Let me open my own website. User registration page. There is user registration page. Where is user registration page? This one. Okay. So yesterday I have yesterday I've shown you that how you can enter the data into this first name field, middle name field, last name, age, marital status, then gender, then subject. So you have already learned this. Now you'll show you yesterday in the yesterday session I told you that how you can enter some element in the drop down. But the way I told you, that is some tricky way. That is some tricky way. Like you have seen here, when I was trying to select some value from the drop down, what challenge we are facing? When we click on the drop down and when we try to find out any element, like right click on married, widow, divorced, it actually closed it. Yes or no? Say yes or no.
Yes.
So
yes.
Especially for handling the drop down, you can say Selenium has provided a specific class for that. We can do in this way also, but how we can handle that is a specific class which is given by the Selenium. Today I'm going to tell you. So let me comment this part. Let me comment this part, and then I will show you what is the solution which is given by the Selenium API. So in the Selenium there is a class that is called select. There is a card that is select. So in Selenium there is a class that is called select, and select you have to create the object and reference of select class. Like you can say select, you can give the reference name like drop down equal to, you can give any name, new select. And in the select, what you have to do, you will see you have to pass one web element. In the select, you have to pass one web element. Are you able to see the first method, select, which is taking the element as a parameter? Now the question is that what is this element? So actually what happens whenever you want to use this select class, you have to do one thing. First of all, you have to write the same code, something like that, driver.find element. Okay, but this time you have to write the locator, or you have to write the XPath of the drop down itself. You don't need to focus on the options. You have to write the XPath for drop down. So right click on the mid of the drop down, inspect it, and you will find this one. So you will say the tag name is select, and you have two attributes, name is equal to marital and ID equal to marital. So you can create the XPath for this particular drop down. I'm not talking about the options. You can write the XPath for the drop down, SELECT select. We have only one, that's why you are able to see the one of one, but I will give you advice that in the real application you should use some other attributes. Reason is that in the real application, you can say in a big application, there's no way to use only one drop down. Maybe they are using multiple drop down. So you can't write select. Select will give multiple instances. So you should use select bracket square bracket @ ID and whatever attribute you want to use, then you can use it marital, and you can close it. Okay, so now it is working fine. So what you have to do in case of select, first of all, you have to create you have to find the web element which is responsible for drop down. Is it okay?
Yes.
So it means what you will see, this element is presenting. So I'm creating a reference variable for it, and it is, you will say it is marital drop down.
Yes.
Yeah, you can say marital drop down, whatever you want to say, marital drop down, because you have written a path of locator of the complete drop down. Now, whatever you have written the web element locator of the drop down, pass in the select. Getting my point? So now what will happen in this case? Whenever you pass the web element of the drop down in your select class, this select class actually provides you so many options to select the value from the drop down, to deselect the value from the drop down, to get the how many options are available in the drop down. All the things are available in the form of function. So in short, you can say this select class actually contains all the operations which you can perform on your drop down. All the functions are available in this class. So whenever you pass the reference of your drop down, you can work on your drop down. Getting my point? So you will see when I try to show you drop down dot, the first function you will see deselect all, deselect by index, deselect by value, deselect by visible. You will see Pradeep is saying that deselect. First of all, try to select something. So in that case, the name of the functions are select by index, select by value, and select by visible text. So one by one, I will tell you what is the use of these functions. Whenever you want to select some value, you don't need to write the XPath directly. You have already created the locator of the dropdown. Then you have created select reference of the select class, like in the line number 39 dropdown. And then you are using the first function select by visible text. So in this visible text, what you have to do, whatever option you want to select, and for what that option, whatever text you are able to see on your dropdown, you can pass it here. So suppose take the example, if I will reload it, by default it is married and we want to select married. So what text I have to give in the parameter married? Say yes or no.
Yes, yes.
So you will see when I pass this thing, it makes your life easy. You don't need to directly go to the options. Only the thing is that, again, I'm explaining that you have to create the locator for the drop down first. Then whatever locator element you will find for the drop down, just pass that parameter in the select class. And then you will get a select class reference like I have given this drop down. You want to make the name select, that you can also do. If you want to make any variable name you want to select for your drop down, then you can say select by visible text. Now what will happen? Let me run it and you will see it will select the value. So let me run Java application. Let me run it. And you will see it is selecting the value or not. And this is the proper way to handle the drop down, and it is expected in the interview. Are you able to see it has selected the married? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now if you want to select some other value, for example, you want to select a widow, you want to select divorce, any value you can select it here. Are you getting my point? Only you have to pass the value. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, so let me change some data. Let me change some new data so that you can see here. I will say the first name is, you can say XYZ. XYZ is first name. And you can say the middle name, you can say PQR. And last name, I'm taking the example, you can say POL. Okay, age I'm taking 30. And in the drop down, I will select the value. If I want to select the value, I want to select the value, suppose the widow. So I can use the keyword widow. So like widow, to go to here and pass as widow. You will see this time I pass the widow, so it will select the value widow. You want to see? Let me run it. So in this way, visible text, select by visible text takes the parameter as a visible text, which is visible in your drop down. And when it will run, oh, it not run. Okay, let me again terminate and let me run it again. Run as Java application. It will open and you will see it will select the video. Are you able to see video is selected? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we'll show you what happens, that the first function which is available in the select class is you can select the value using the visible text. Second option is that you can also select the value by the value. You are selecting currently you have selected the value by the visible text. Second option is that select by value. So what you have to pass it here, in case of value, you can select any option in your drop down according to its value. Now the question is that what do you mean by value? You will see this is basically the role of the drop down, that your drop down contains two things. Whatever option you are able to see, that is called visible text. And behind the scene, when these values you selected, it stores the value. For unmarried, the value is 4. For the married, the value is 2. For the widow, is value is 3. And for the divorce, the value is 1. Are you able to see? Are you getting my point? So in your drop down, on the basis of these 3 values, I can select the drop down option. Now tell me, if I want to select the divorced, what value I have to pass?
1.
1. Excellent. So here you will see I will pass 1 and I will try to run this code. And you will see it will select the 1 value from the drop down, and indirectly it will select the divorced. Yes or no?
So it is a value,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So
It is
we need to send in double quotes like a string.
Yeah, it is a value, but the thing is that select by value. You will see this function actually takes the value in the form of a string. So
Okay.
actually you are passing the value, but you have to follow the syntax of the function,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Sure.
Great. So this is the second option. Now the third option is that, and that is the worst option. I will tell you a reason for that, because that is very important from the interview perspective. The third option, that you can select the value by index. Now, anybody know what do you mean by index? You have already learned the array concept. You have already learned the, you can say collection concept, array list set. You have already learned in my Java, you can say sessions. So now tell me, what do you mean by index? Index means the positioning, right? You
Yes.
always try to give the position
Yes,
like
sir.
position for the position 1, 2, 3. And in our case in
Yes.
Java, our position start from 0, 1, 2, something like that. So here you will see one interesting thing. You have to pass the index. Now you will see what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass the index 1. I'm going to pass the index 1, or let me pass the index 2 and just see what will happen. This is very interesting thing. And then you understand, because sometimes it is very confusing. So I'm trying to give the position of the option. So it will run and see what value it is selecting. What value it is selecting? What value it is selecting? Window. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now go check in the index. What is the index of this one? Okay, so in drop down, especially what is the condition here? You will see the first option was unmarried, then married, and third was widow. And I have given the 2. So index will be, what will be the index of widow?
2.
2. So that's why you can see I passed the value 2 and it's selecting the value. Are you getting my point? All the options?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not able to hear everybody. We have
Yes,
7% here, but I'm able to hear the voice of only 1%. Rest of the person have not taken the breakfast. You want a break to take the breakfast? Gulam, today you can't say that you have to join the office also. Today is Sunday. Or still you have to join the office. Okay, so now here is that. Everybody has to tell me this thing. Now I will tell you, anybody can tell, okay, according to your, you can say understanding, anybody can tell me why I'm saying that indexing, select by index is not a best option. Anybody can tell me? Anybody can tell me why select by index is not a best option? Think
because
about
if
it.
the
Because
length
when we
will be
include the
more
another type like that, the position gets changed.
Excellent, clapping for you. Excellent, clapping for you. Yes, what happens? Suppose take the example. We are taking some values here, but we do not know what happens that after some time, because we can add some more options there. So we do not know whether option will be added at the last of the drop down or it will be added at the first position. Getting my point? So what will happen? If we are going to add at the first position in the starting, our indexing will be disturbed. So now the widow, which was as position 2, that will change to the position 3. Yes or no? Or 4? Yes or no? So whenever you are selecting the value on the base of index, it is not a good approach. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So now the best approach is that. Now the best approach is that whenever you want to select the value, the first main thing is that visible text. First option is visible text. Second, you should give the priority to select by value. And select by index should be the last one when you have no option to select the value. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Is it okay? So this is the,
Yes.
you can just select, and with the help of the select class, you can actually handle the drop down. Now I will show you other thing also. In the interview, they will ask few more things. And I will show you what are the questions as well as the answer. In the select, you will see select class contains so many options. Due to some reason, you have to deselect. You have to write a test case to deselect the value. So you can use which options? Deselect by index, deselect by value, deselect by visible text. Actually, this select is not only used for this drop down. This you can say this select is also used to handle where you can choose multiple options in your drop down. There are 2 types of drop downs. We can select a single value from the drop down, and there is also one flavor where we can select multiple values at a time. Okay, that is similar to the list box. We call it list box. So you can use these options. Here I'm going to tell you the important thing is that is called get option. So somebody, you will see the interviewer asks the question, can you tell me how many options are available in my drop down if I'm not aware about if I'm not aware about at the time of automation. Are you getting my point? And indirectly you can say the answer is, the question is that how you will get all the option if the drop down is giving the option at runtime. When a drop down is populating the option as runtime, how you will get the options? Can you tell me how many options are there? So answer is that select dot get options. So what is the return type of get options? List of web element. List of web element. So you will see, if you want to fetch all the elements, you do not know how many options are there. So call this function get option and you have to store it in a list. Now you will see this time you have seen one more a live example of using the collection in our Selenium. Yes or no? So I will suggest that every time when you got an option to give the interview, and at the time of giving the interview, try to use your own example. He will say, can we give me the web element? Okay. Can we give me the example where you are using the collections in your Selenium framework? Simply say, yes, sir, I can tell you. Okay. And you can tell the example of this one also. So I have written select. It should be actually web element. Now I will create a variable here, all options. So I've created a variable all options. Now we'll see if you just want to show the option. Options. Sorry, spelling is OPTIONS. Yeah, you are right. Option. So SYSO, and I will show you the options will be printed on the console. So in this way, you can actually, at least when you want to fetch, you can fetch it. And if you want to fetch it one by one, you can make a loop on that. Yes or no? Yes. I will show you one by one. I will show you that first of all, it will print all the option on your console that you want to see. Are you able to, yeah, are you able to see the options? No, there is some problem. XPath select. Okay. It has given all the options as well as tag name, everything they have given here. You can say tag name options. It is printing here by system.out.options. Okay, let me do one thing. It has printed actually all the objects. So how you can print the options one by one? Anybody know what loop we should use, which is specially designed for collections? For each loop. Yeah, for is that. For each loop. So right side you will write you can say options collection, and left side you will create an element which will store the one option. So every option is working as a web element. Every option is also a web element. So you will write current element, or you can say write element. Now in the you can say in the loop you can write one statement, element dot text. Element dot get text. So you can call every web element contains a function that is get text. So you can call it. Let me run it. So I will tell you here also. So are you able to see all the options here separately? Are you able to see this one? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see? Yes, so what it is doing, I'm telling, and it is very, very hot question of the interview. So what it is doing, with the help of all options, you actually fetch all the options which are available in the drop down. Now every option is actually just like a web element. You have seen yesterday what I've done. Driver.find element. I've given the path of a particular option. Yes or no? Yesterday I given this thing. So every option is also working as a web element. So in this loop, when you fetch the all option, so it is actually a collection of web element, and you can see then the syntax list of web element. So now in the loop, I just make a loop and fetch all the elements one by one. And for every element, I call a function get text. So get text will return the value of the tag, which is written in the tag. Yes or no? As you have seen, same function we have used in the alert get text. Yes or no yesterday?
Yes.
So in this way, you can operate your drop down. In this way, you can handle your drop down, and whatever you want to make, you can do it. Okay. So I've given you the two important things. Other than that, if you will see, if you want to explore, you can explore it. You have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. You will see. But these are the two important option. Other than that, suppose take the example, you have to write a test case to find that what is the default option selected. What is the default? Sometimes you have to make it drop down. So you can do one thing. You can actually, what happens that you can select the value. You can select the value of a particular option, what is the available at the first place. You can get the answer right in this loop. But there is a direct method. What is that? First selected option. So it will you call that get first selected option. It will return the by default value. Is it okay? So
Yes.
so many things are there here. So many things are there. I told you about the important one. So this is all about the problem. Anybody have any doubt? You can ask me. Otherwise, we'll proceed to the next one. Anybody?
No, sir. No.
Great. Great. So today I'm going to tell you one more, another very, very important topic, and that is called action class. And what is the purpose of action class? That I also told you. Okay. And what is that? Let me give you the scenario. Sometime you will see, I will take the example of Amazon. I will take the example of Amazon. So sometime you will see in your application, when you are automating, you have to automate few events that is handled by the mouse and keyboard. And for that, you cannot use the option click and send keys. Click and send keys is not used everywhere. I can give you the example. Now tell me, anybody heard about the event mouse over? Anybody heard? Mouse over?
Yes.
So you will see you can't use click there, because if you click, it is not a mouse over, and you cannot use send keys because the purpose of send keys to enter some text. So in this case, what is the solution for that? Actually, in the Selenium, a dedicated class is designed that is called actions, and actions class contains all the functions which are all the functions for all the events which you can trigger from your mouse and keyboard, each and every. I will give the example: mouse hover, double click, right click, yes or no, drag and drop. These things can you perform using your simple click function? No.
No.
So in this case, I will give the example here. You will see I want to place my mouse over this hello sign in. Are you able to see? One pop-up is opening. So in this case, I'm not making click. If I will try to make a click, it will open a login page. So my condition is that I only want to make a mouse hover. So how it is possible, I will tell you. The answer is action class. So here I will give the exam class. So for that purpose, let me create a separate class so that I can give you the understanding of it. Here I will say actions demo. Okay, let me just do this one. Finish. And I will do one thing is again I have to write the code to open the browser, something like that. Let me copy paste here. Why should write the code again and again? So let me, you are already aware about that. And today I will tell you about one more interesting thing, one more very, very interesting thing, and that is the hot question of the interview. Okay, but before, let me complete this one. Okay, so this is the URL, which URL we have to use, because I'm going to show you this thing in the Amazon. So we have to use the URL of Amazon. I will put it in the URL. Is it okay? Now the second thing is that now you have to do the same thing whatever you do in your regular practice. You want to place your cursor onto this element. Okay, you want to place your cursor mouse over. So first of all, definitely you should know the locator of this hello sign in. So right click on it, inspect it, and try to find it. You will see it is giving you ID, nav, link, account list, nav line 1. So you have a ID, you can write a XPath for that. Okay, you can directly use the ID also, but I will suggest try to make your practice like creating the XPath. That is my good way. So I will say span tag name. Who is going to tell me? Who is going to tell me the XPath of this one? Let me show you. Let me show you again. Let me show you again. Okay, actually the thing is that span. Yes, tell me. Square bracket.
And square bracket at the rate.
You tell me first, then I will type. ID equal to this one. Now it is 1 of 1. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So here you have seen that yesterday, basically, mainly I've used the tag name, input, anchor tag. Today we are using the span tag. So the thing is that rule is always the same as you have seen the yesterday session. / tag name is square bracket @ attribute name equal to attribute value. So always the rule will be same. So again, you have to don't think about that. What is the name of tag? It doesn't matter. For you, you have to follow the syntax. Now come to here and try to create a web element. How do we create? Driver dot find element by dot XPath. Always we have seen that very common coding. Now we will paste it XPath here. We will make a semicolon here. Element is done. So we will store in a web element. Okay, so that we can use in the future. Sometime I will show you that few elements I will not store in the element. I will directly use it. Okay. When I don't want to use this reference in the future. So I will say sign in link. Sign in link. Now I don't want to click on it. I simply want to place a mouse over. So we can't write a code sign in link dot. Reason is that there is no function like mouse over. We have only 3 functions are there, which is basically you can say work as an event. Clear to clear the text field. Click is used for clicking, and the third is send keys. Other than that, other functions are not the events. You can get some text, that is okay. But in terms of events, 3 functions are there: clear, send keys, and
Click. Click.
so now we are going to handle it. Just see here. In this case, like for handling the dropdown, you have created a object of a specific class select. Here for handling all type of events of a mouse and keyboard, we have to create object of a class that is called actions. Which class? Not action. Actions. This one. How we create the object of a class? Actions. ACTIONS. Actions equal to new actions. And here you will see when you class what parameter you have to pass in the action constructor. What parameter? Tell me, Gulam. WebDriver. Okay. Now you will see. I will do one thing. I'm making a WebDriver, and here I'm passing this driver. You have passed, you have seen this, I have to pass here. Yes or no? Yes or no? So now everybody should ask me a question. Pradeep, you are saying that you have to pass a WebDriver reference. So again, see, it is saying WebDriver, but when I'm making a driver, which is actually a reference of Chrome driver, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So why it is not giving any error? It is not giving any compilation error, and we are good to go. So first of all, let me complete the action part. Then I will come to this part, that why it is not giving error. Are you getting my point? Anybody can guess? Okay, tell me, anybody can guess that it is expecting that the parameter should be WebDriver, but when I'm passing the Chrome driver, it is not giving any error. Can anybody guess?
Because we gave the reference to open the Chrome driver only, and the function, like whatever the function is performing, it will be in Amazon only.
No. I will tell you. You are a little bit close to that. So I will come to that point. I will come to that point after completing this topic. Okay. And you will see that is very interesting. Okay. So I've created the actions class. Now, after that, in this actions class, you have so many functions. Whatever function you can think about, the events you can think about from mouse and keyboard. First one, click. Click is you have already available, but click is given here also. Are you getting my point? Click is also given here. So everything, because web element contains 2-3 function, clicks and keys, but this class is you can say designed especially for the mouse and keyboard events. So they have given everything. Click is there, send keys is there. Other than that, other functions are there. So the best function, I will show you what is that. In your case, if you want to move a cursor, there's a function that is called move to element. In the move to element, what is the element? What is the parameter you have to pass in the move to element? Web element. On which element you want to move your cursor, you have to pass the locator of that element. Are you able to see, yes or no? So tell me, what should be the parameter of this? What should be the parameter? Sign in link. This is the locator of the element where you want to move your cursor. Yes or no?
Yes.
You want to move your cursor to the sign in link, and we have already created a web element. So in this function, you have to write actions, move to element, and which element you want to move. Put your cursor you have to write or pass the locator or web element of that. You have passed it. Now in the syntax, you have to follow two more things. At the end, it is mandatory that you have to write build, and in last, you have to write perform. Are you getting my point? If you will not write these two lines of things, your code will not run. It will not give any error, but you will not able to see any impact. I will tell you the best example that how you understand that what is the use of build and perform. First of all, let me run it and see that your mouse over is working or not. Just tell me. I have run it. It works, yes or no? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Sorry, because the thing is that if it is mouse over, you can see this is a mouse over. If I click, this is the click. So I work on the mouse over. Now the question is that from the interview perspective, it is very important. You have to tell that what is the use of build or perform. So actually there is one more concept in the Selenium related to the action that is called action chaining. We also call it action chaining. Means what we can do, we can perform multiple actions in one go. Like for example, you want to move to the element and after that you want to click. Are you getting my point? First you want to move to the element and then you want to click. So you don't need to write a separate code for that. Now tell me, actions dot move to element. This part will move to the element. Yes or no?
Yes.
After that, you don't need to write any extra line of code. Again, you can write dot and you can call other type of function like click. Getting my point? So what it will do? Actually, you are performing two actions. One is move to that element, and after that, you have to click on it. So whenever you are actually using more than one actions, this concept is known as action chaining. I will give you the more good examples, but you are getting my point. When you have to use multiple operations in one go, this is called action chaining. And after that, you have to use these at the last, you have to call two function build and perform. So it is something like that. If you remind, when you are participating in a racing, so you know that there is a rule of racing. They say ready, steady, and go. Yes or no? They call it ready, steady, and go. Yes or no? Everybody tell me.
Yes.
So here you can say something like that. You are telling your program that I want to move to element, then I want to click on that. So you are telling about your actions. You are telling about actions. And build means you can say ready and steady. And perform is go. So whenever you will not write this code, your action will not be completed. You want to see if I will remove these line of code, I will remove this line of code. It will not give any compilation error. Control X. It is giving any error, but you will able to see it will not make any impact. Just run it. You will see action.move to element.click. Yes, you have called it, but you have not triggered it. Are you getting my point? You have not triggered it.
Good.
It is something like that. Some person is participating in the race and you are saying that ready and you are not saying steady and go. So he will in the same position. Now you'll see I'm saying that ready, steady, go. So you got the point. What is the use of build? So that it can prepare and compile all the action which is to perform. That is taken care by the build. Build means I'm ready to perform the action, and perform is just trigger it. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So you have to explain same thing in the same way in the interview. So now this thing, other example I will give you. For example, I'm giving a scenario. Okay, so you have seen that it has moved to element and it has clicked on it. So I will give you other examples of it. Like, suppose take the example, you want to perform an event of right click. Okay, tell me one thing. Whenever you make use a function of click in your web element, it click the left click. Whenever you want to perform this one, right click, can you achieve it with your normal click? Can you achieve it? No. Are you getting my point? When you have to make a right click, how you can perform it? In your action class, there is a function. So I'll do one thing. Build and perform is okay. Action dot, I will change the action. Action dot, and there is a function that is called context click. That is called context click. So two functions are there. One is context click without parameter, and second is context click with parameter. Now tell me, somebody will tell you, but can you tell me the class which contains these both functions, context clicks and context click? Can you tell me the name of the classes? In which class this function exists? Context click.
Action.
Action. Now, have you seen one is important thing? You have two functions with the same name in the same class. Context click without parameter and context click with parameter web element. So can you tell me what is this topic in Java which allows you to store two functions with the same name in the same class? Can anyone tell me?
Method override.
Clapping for you. Function, or you can say method overloading or function overloading. So I'm expecting this type of answer. Reason is that whenever interview asking in the, you can say in Java, they are asking the question, can you tell me about the overloading? So you explain the overloading. He's not asking the question from Selenium, but you will tell, sir, I can give the best example. In Selenium, we have a class that is called actions, and it has so many functions overlaid. Yes or no? Context click is there. You can say lots of the methods are overlaid. Can you see the double click function? It is also coming in two flavors. Yes or no?
Yes.
Click and hold is also coming. So now I am really thankful to you for giving the answer, because you have given the very, very right answer. That action class is best example where Selenium has used the function overloading. Most of the functions are written in a two way. One is without, and I told you what is the meaning of the overloading. When you can use two functions with the same name, two or more functions with the same name in the class, same class, it is called function overloading. And what is the condition for the function overloading? Your name, function name should be same, but the parameter should be different. Number of parameters should be different, sequence should be different, or type should be different in any way. So here you can say we have make a difference in terms of parameter. One is without parameter, second is with parameter. Now the question is that what is the use of these two things? Anybody can tell me why every function is written in two ways, without parameter and with parameter? So now anybody want to try? Anybody can guess why we have two options, context click without parameter and context click with parameter?
For click and hold, if we are not passing any parameter, then it will hold like this. And if you are passing parameter, then it will go to that option.
Excellent. Clapping for you. Excellent. Context, when you are passing the context click, it means whenever you are calling context click, double click, you can say click and hold, any function you are calling which is not taking parameter, it means it will make a right click, right? And whenever you are passing context with web element, it will make a right click, double click, but on a particular web element. Getting my point? So I will show you this option. I am saying actions.context click .build.perform. You will see where it is making a right click. Just see here where it is making a right click, and you will surprise where the by default control of the cursor is there, and by default it is at the left top corner. Are you able to see? Back reload save option is opened. Yes or no?
Yes.
So whenever you are using without parameter, it will make a context click, not on a particular element where the control of the cursor is available. And when you want to use the parameterized, it will make a right click. It will make an event on a particular element. So if I pass sign in link, what it will do? Tell me. Make a right click on the sign in link. Yes or no?
Yes.
Just I'm running it, the second flavor. So now it is your need that where you want to use it. Now tell me where it is making a right click. You got the answer that why we have two flavors. So in the same way, this is not only applicable for this one. They have given everything. Like for example, I will show you other options, like one by one. I will show you every options. For a double click, you can use this thing. Also for right click, you can use it. If you want to make a double click, you will use double click. So double click is also applicable. You want to double click anywhere? No, that is not a useful thing. You can use it, but usually you double click on a particular element. Yes or no? So how you are going to do it? Double click and double. You want to make a double click on sign in link? Let me show you. But you can do anywhere. Yes or no? I'm taking the example of sign in link. But whatever element you will get, that is going to work on that. Yes or no?
Yes.
I really appreciate every time I hear one voice. Every time. Definitely. Thank you for you. Okay, so now it worked. You have seen that? Yes or no? You have seen it has clicked double clicks. That's why this page is open. Yes or no?
Yeah, sign in double click.
Yeah, that's when it is click on click and double click. That's why sign in open. So you have learned this thing also, that how you can make a double click, how you can make a context click, how you can move a mouse over. So these are very, very important. Other than that, I will give you the idea of that. I'm not going to cover each and everything. Reason is that are very, very less used. So at any point of time in your application, if you want to use it, or if you are using it, you can tell me, Pradeep, I'm using it and I'm trying to use it and I'm not able to use the in a proper way. But I will give you the idea like drag and drop. You will rarely see that any option like drag and drop in your real web application. But mainly I have seen that this option drag and drop is used in, you can say, installation softwares. They use option like left side, they provide a list of available options, and right side, they provide a list of selected options. You can select, you can drag or drop it, and you can use with the help of arrow, you can also select it. So at that time, you can say sometime you can use it, but it is, you can say, really. Are you getting my point, everybody? So now tell me one thing. Anybody can tell me why they have given two parameter in the drag and drop now? Web element source and web element target. Anybody can tell me?
From source will copy and drop, like from source will drag and target will drop.
Excellent. So it means if you have to give the location of the two elements. One element, you have to find the element which object you want to drag, and you have to give the location or element of the target where you want to drop. Are you getting my point? So when you call this function, it will drag the element from the source element. Actually, element is nothing. Everything in your page is element. I told you, yes or no? So if you are picking any option, that is element. If you are dropping in a particular, you can say, area of the page, that is also a web element, because for creating a space also you have to create a tag. Yes or no? You are getting my point? So you can use it to drag and drop. I will make a prepare, you can say, separate specific video for all drag and drop. Okay, and we'll show. So in this way you can use these things. Other things you want to use, that is very, very important. That is called key down. Anybody have used the key down? Anybody can tell me the use of key down? Key down, key press.
Yeah, control shift, like.
Yes. So with the help of action classes, actually what happens? Sometimes you have to press some key. You have to down some key. You can use with the help of key down. So it totally depends on your scenario, but I can show you that how you can get the understanding of this, you can say, function. So I will take the example. In this case, I will take the example of, let me do one thing. So this example I will give in my Selenium domain. So just see one thing here, one thing here. For example, here I'm writing in the small XYZ. I'm writing XYZ. XYZ. So if I will run this, it will run in the small or capital? Tell me. It will run in the small or capital?
Small letter.
Till that time you are not able to see the output, you don't dare to give the answer.
No, I was giving mute.
Okay, great. You should try to give the answer. Okay, so you will see, because I have written in the XY days, so send keys always do the same thing, whatever you have written in the same case. So now the C, suppose you want to make it in the capital. I know this is not a good example, because you will say, Pradeep, if I want to print in the capital, is why we are writing, why are passing the XYZ in the small? We will pass XYZ. But I want to explain the use of, you can say, explain the way of using the key down. So I'm giving the explanation that I have written XYZ, but I will not test this send keys option, but I will print in the uppercase. How? The C. I will create the actions. Are you getting my point? Actions class I will create here. Actions equal to new actions. And here we have to pass the WebDriver. That is already there. Now we have so many functions there. Actions dot. You will see. I told you that as send keys function is available in the web element, but it is available in the action class also. Are you able to do the send keys function? Yes or no? Yes or no? So you will see, I'm not using the send keys function of the web element. I'm using the send keys function of action. Now here I'm passing the XYZ, then I'm writing dot build and dot perform. And first of all, you will see what is the impact. Then I will show you that how you can make it you can make the use of, let me comment this one. How you can use the key down button. So let me run it. You will see still we have changed the send keys function from, we have written something wrong. Fname. Okay. One thing is there. And the send keys function, you are not passing the element, right? So here we have to call one thing. Two parameters you have to pass in the send key function. First is the name of the element in which you want to enter the text. Are you getting my point? Two things are there. Name of the element in which you want to enter the text, and second is the actual text. Are you getting my point? So let me run it. It is entering XYZ, yes or no? Now you will see when I was entering send keys, before that I'm going to call a function. Just see dot key press. What I'm going to call key down. And in key down, you have to write one thing. There is a special class that is called keys dot. Are you able to see every key which you can imagine on your keyboard that is available here? Add, alt, arrow keys down, left, right. So which key you want to press? Tell me. Shift. Yes or no? Which key you want to press? Guys, you can tell me. Shift. So you will see what it will do. When this code will run actions.keydowns means key down the shift key, then send keys and will perform. Now just see the impact. Now see the impact. It is printing in the capital, yes or no?
Yes.
So why it is possible? The reason is that here you have, yeah, tell me. I know that everybody will ask the question. Yeah, tell me.
So sorry, I was thinking PQRQ capital में लिया, लेकिन हाँ यहाँ पे send keys में PQR capital है.
PQR
Sorry.
is already, so
Already capital.
Yes, I already told you this is not a good example. Reason is that if I want to send keys in the capital, why I'm writing a big code? Directly write XYZ in the capital. But I will give you the best scenario. Suppose take the example. This test data is coming from somewhere else. You are not deciding the test data. And in that case, that data is coming in the lower case. Yes or no? And your scenario is that whatever data you are getting at runtime in the small case, you have to convert into the uppercase. Getting my point? So you can use this option, yes or no?
अगर मुझे first character ही capital में लिखना है तो?
Very good. Now the thing is that, now tell me what approach you use in that case. Just try to tell me in the manual way. You press the shift key, then press the X, and then you release the button shift, and then you type the YX. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Same thing I am going to do in front of you. Just see actions, shift key. I will write only one thing in the send keys, and that is X. That is only X. Then I will do one thing. I will release the button of shift key. How? There is a button that is called key
Release.
Key up. Key up.
Key down, key up. Okay, you can use key up. There is also key up, and in the key up you have to pass keys dot shift. Whatever keys you have down, you can make it up. After that, you will again call dot send keys, and you will call only YX. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no, guys? Tell me yes or no. She got
Yes.
properly. Everybody is getting. It is.
Yes.
I told you, whenever you are making the automation, don't forget you are not doing any modification in your application. You are only converting your manual steps into the automation. Yes or no? So you have use same approach. I will press the send keys, then send keys with the help. I've just typed the X, then I will release the shift key and then write rest of the thing. And just see it is working or not. Just see here. Okay. Let me check why it not printed X. I have done something send keys X, it override the value. It should not override the value. So let me do one thing. I can do another thing also. Let me check again. Send keys X, then keys up, so dot send keys. Let me check again. Otherwise, I have to use the other flavor. It should not override. Okay, you can see it has overridden. First of all, it was writing the X. So let me do one thing. For that purpose, I can do one thing. Here you can use, instead of send keys directly, you can say call a function that is called click. I'm giving you a click on the first name. Are you getting my point? First of all, you have to click on first name. Then you can use the simple dot send keys. You don't need to pass the element. This one. and then key press shift and then send keys. Let me run this. I got the problem. What is the problem? And I will tell you. It is printing, yes or no? It is printing capital X by X, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So I will tell you the reason why it was not. Actually, what happens that whenever you are trying to run the function send keys, element and Y. So every time when you are calling, it is overriding the previous value. Yes or no? Yes or no? So I have do one thing. I have done one thing. I have action shift key press, then click on the first name field. I have just click on the text field. Are you getting my point? So that my control will be on the field, something like this. My control will be on the this one. Yes or no? My cursor is there. So now I will start writing. First of all, I will write send keys X because the shift key is already pressed. It will make it in the upper keys. Then I make a key shift down. Now it has down the key and whatever I'm writing, it is writing in the small. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So here, okay, it means whenever you don't want to override, you have to use first of all click on the element, then keep on writing. If you want to override, you can use the another way of send keys function that takes. You will see send keys also comes into the two flavors. One is only text you have to pass. Second is that in which element you have to pass. So whenever every time you are passing the element plus character, it is overriding. Getting my point? So only once you have to click on the element, then start writing. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, so you can try it. So this is all you can say in this way. So many other options are there. If you want to use, I will give you an idea of that. Actions dot key down is there. Context click I told you. Double click I told you. Key down is there already. Move to element I already told you. You don't. These pause functions are used whenever what happens that in your application if you are using any video. So if you want to automate that video, you can use this option pause. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? Say yes or no.
Yes.
I'm getting point why you are not saying yes or no. Reason is that you have not seen such option that you have automated a website where you are watching a video. Actually, sometimes you will see some articles or blogs, applications are there. They try to attach some video on that. But I will say one honest thing. We never test it. Reason is that tell me one thing. Whenever you are attaching a video in your application, actually you don't create or use your own player. You use an inbuilt player like a VLC player you attach, real player you attach. Yes or no? Now tell me, whenever you are making a automation of pause play, you are not testing your application. You are testing VLC player, real player. Is there any mean to test? If you have to test those things, it means why you are paying the money for that license. Yes or no? Yeah, are you getting my point? Because you have just embedded that video on your automation on your web application. You are not you have to test whether your video is attached or embedded or not. You don't need to test it plays working, it buffering is working. No, that is the part of the role of player video. That is another software. Are you getting my point? But I've given you the option that if you really want to do it, you can do it. Okay, perform I told you. Now again thing is that if you don't want to use the key up button, if you don't want to use the key up button, instead of that you can use another function that is called release. That you can't release. Are you getting my point? You can also release. Release means whatever mouse you have clicked, you want to release it. So release it to free down. Send keys I already told you. Tick is a function that is available here, but again I will say tick is never used. Anybody can tell me why? What can be the use of tick and why we never use it? Anybody want to try? Nobody want to try. But tell me one thing. You can give the example in my application where you can use the tick for selecting checkboxes. Yes or no?
Checkbox. Yeah.
But tell me why I should use the tick function when with the help of simple click I can click on it. Yes or no? Actually, tick is also doing the same thing. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's why tick function is there. So, but it is something like that. Somebody is trying to make us fool that you should use the tick function or that. Oh. For you, it is a tick. For checkbox, it's a tick. For me, it is just like the operation of click. Yes or no? So This is the function which is, you can say, take is that. So I have covered almost all the functions of action class. I hope you got the answers. Yes or no? That how you can
Yes.
use it in a proper way. Always try to do this thing, because what happens that people do not watch the video and then they start practicing and they forget this thing, build out, perform. And they say, Pradeep, when I'm trying, it is not working. So I said, you have done the ready, steady, go. Then they remind, oh, Pradeep, I got the problem. So you have to make ready, steady, go also at the end. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now I will come to the question which I left here, that why, let me come here also, that why we are passing the driver here. Okay. It is expecting WebDriver. Yes or no? It is expecting WebDriver. But whenever we are passing the driver here, which is actually a reference of Chrome driver, why it is not giving error? So you have learned a topic to me in the Java that is called inheritance. Yes or no?
Yes.
Can you tell me
Yes, sir.
one thing in the inheritance? I told you, whenever you create a object of a class, you can take the example of here. Whenever you create an object of a class, it is the rule that you should create the reference of the same time. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
But there
Yes,
was
sir.
a rule in case of inheritance that if you are creating the object of a class and if their parent is available, you can create the reference of the parent. Yes or no?
Yes.
So here you will see a very beautiful thing, and that is for every driver like Chrome driver, Internet Explorer driver, Firefox driver, for all these driver classes, there is one parent, and the name of the parent is
WebDriver.
Are you getting my point? I want to create the suspense. That's why I told you in the first session, I start my session with the Chrome driver. Now you have seen here that it is also using the same thing. Now it is not, why it is not giving the error? Whenever you are passing here driver. So actually previously it was a Chrome driver, but here it is expecting driver. So when you are passing, it is expecting you are passing the child. Yes or no? And it was,
Yes.
it was ready to take the parent. So if your parent is expecting and you are passing the child, that is also going to work. Yes or no? And here we have written it directly. Getting my point? So now you will see the best coding is that from day one, whenever you are creating the object, right side write new Chrome driver, but left side you have to write WebDriver. Now you got the point? That's why in the internet you will see every article starts from that. You should create the reference of the pen. Now anybody can tell me the benefit of that? I told you at the time of inheritance that because for every class, Chrome driver, Firefox driver, the parent is same. So at any point of time, you want to change the driver equal to, you need to create any new reference for creating a new Firefox. Tell me.
No.
Reason is that same reference can store the Chrome object, same reference can store the Firefox, because it can refer anybody.
Parent.
Yeah, it is parent, it can point any child. Child can be Firefox. Otherwise, if I'm using the Chrome driver, just see here, if I'm using Chrome driver, now it can point only the Chrome driver. So it means in Firefox, we have to create another reference. Yes or no? Yes or no? We have to create a two reference variable. For Chrome driver, and for Firefox driver, we have to again call driver one. But if we are making it WebDriver, above one WebDriver, we have declared it one, and same I can use for any type of driver. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so every time anybody asks you the question that why it is used, so here it is the best example that why we use it, and the best practical example is cross-browser testing. Now tell me, sometime you want to run your automation on Chrome driver, sometime you want to run on your Firefox driver, right? So again, you are going to write a code. Sometime you will write a code. Again, you are going to write a new line of code. No, actually what you should do, you should already write this line of code for every browser, like I'm showing you. Driver equal to Firefox driver, driver equal to Internet Explorer driver. Getting my point? You should write this code, and or at a time you want to only run one browser. So what you can do, simply you can write your logical code. What? You can decide a parameter in your class like this one, public static, and I will have browser type. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
I will create a variable, and in the variable I will decide that the possible values is IE, possible value is Chrome. Okay, and this Firefox. Now I can write my logical coding. If somebody want to enter, oh, I have to write the string here first. So now tell me, if somebody want to run the automation, he will set the value of browser type IE. If somebody want to run the run the automation on Chrome, he will set the value Chrome. Are you getting my point? And here I will write the logical coding. How? Just see here. First of all, let me declare it separately. I will declare it separately at the top. WebDriver at the class level. It will good for me. PUBLIC, and I will say public. Now you'll see. Now I'm trying to do one thing. If you want to run your browser on your Chrome, you will write a one condition. What is that condition? Tell me. If. What is the condition? If browser type. You guys are awesome. If browser type dot equals. If browser type equals in the double quotes Chrome, CHROM, Chrome, you have to write this line. These two lines of code should be executed. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
And then you use ELSE, else if. Now you see the beauty of your conditional statement. If the browser type dot equals, else if means if the browser value is not Chrome, then check. Is it the values I? If the value is I, you are going to write the code for Internet Explorer.
Yeah,
Yes or no?
Yes.
And else you can write. Else, if you have so many other browsers, you can write. At last, you will say if the code is not, if the parameter is not matched with the Chrome I, at last you have to run with the Firefox. Now tell me, in this case, you have to modify your code again and again? No. You have written only once. At the time of running, before that, just change the value. Yes or no? So you have written a function. You have written a code that is going to be applicable in each and every case. Yes or no?
Yes.
So you can see when the code will start, it will decide which browser should be open. It decides Chrome, it decides Internet Explorer. Rest of the coding is same. Yes or no?
So we have to change set property as well, right?
Yes, actually you have to set. I have not given here, but yeah, of course, that wherever you are writing the code in IE, so for every you can say driver, you have to set the property accordingly. Here you will write IE.driver, and here you will write gecko.driver, GECKO, and here you have to give the exe file of that one. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, but here, what is the main purpose to tell you that what is cross-browser testing? Actually, this is called cross-browser testing. Means you have written a code that can be run in any browser. You have to make only one change, parameter, and that is obvious. That is expected.
There is one question actually.
Yeah, tell me.
मतलब मुझे if I want to run this script at a single time, मतलब मुझे Chrome में भी करना है, या Chrome में भी करना है, Safari में भी करना है, एक ही टाइम पे रन करना है, तो वो possible है?
Yes, that is possible, but that is not usually possible using your normal Java code. In that case, actually, what you are trying to say, that is called parallel testing. That is called parallel run. Means when you are going to run your automation, your Chrome browser should be open, parallelly Firefox should be open, parallelly Internet Explorer, and all these browsers should run your test case. Okay, so in that case, you have to write a code that is called multi-threading. You have to write a code of multi-threading. So now as a developer, I can write a multi-thread code, but trust me, if I will give you the understanding of multi-thread code, it will be a little bit tough for you, because there is, you have to create. But why I'm not giving, there is I have a second most important, you can say, reason for that. A reason is that when you will come to the test-ng part, in test-ng part, you don't need to write any code. You have to set a parameter that is called parallel equal to something like that, and all the test cases will run in the parallel. Getting my point?
Sure. Yeah.
So actually we are going to, that's why I'm saying that with the help of only Selenium and Java, you can create the framework. But when you want to create the framework with less effort, that is the purpose of framework, with less coding, with efficiency, with reliability, you should use some other framework that are easy to use and free, like TestNG and Maven. Getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, and if you want to see really whatever Pradeep is saying, that is really you can say yes or no. You can see, maybe I can upload some video for the framework part, or you can, let me show you. I think I have already updated the video for framework. You can see, and you will be good to see that how we can use test and other things. Let me show you. You can go through this and lots of the query will be resolved. There should be a you can say videos, 2 videos there. Creating Selenium framework. Are you able to see this one? Learn Selenium framework creation easily. Part 2. I will advise
Yes,
that if you're really serious about your career, you can see this thing. Definitely, I'm going to cover in your live sessions also, but I will advise at least you can spend 4 hours for your career. Can I expect this? Yes or no? So I think you can do one thing. Whenever you are planning to watch a useless video from the web series or something like that, please try to plan my one video. Learn Selenium framework easily, and trust me, Shreyas, whatever questions you asked me, whatever Gulam is asking, your all queries will be resolved. And when you will try to learn second time in your live session, in the current session, it will make a revision as well as you will be more comfortable at that time. Yes or no? Because when you prepare something in the previous, in the advance, you are seeing something, you have some lots of query, and then you come to my session, Pradeep, I have watched your video, but I still have some doubt. So I am going to clear in my live session. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that is a good thing. You can see this thing. Second, these are the videos from your own batch, Complete Java. So I will not suggest because you are already watching. These are from your own batch. But still, I will say you have not covered the API part. So whenever you find some time, you will see from the other batches, I uploaded this part, learn API. Okay, learn API, so API. In three videos, trust me, you can write something in your profile like you can do manual as well as automation testing using SOAP-API. If you want to go more than that, I'm recently uploading the video on rest assured. This one, let me show you this one. So actually it is totally depend how much effort you want to do for your career, how much effort you will do. In the same way, it will reflect the result. That is the law of Newton. I don't know. Whatever pressure you will make, it will revert on that. I don't know what that is the law of Newton.
Action, reaction.
Action, reaction. You guys are awesome. So same thing is whatever effort, I will try to do my effort because previously I have not uploaded this type of video, but this time I've seen that lots of opportunities are there. That's why in the first point in the session, I told you that please register yourself, not only on my group, not only my Telegram group. I will not try to be selfish. Try to connect you with whatever testing groups you can connect you. You will get so many job openings and try to apply. If you want, I can help you in adding those, but if you want, you can join by here. Okay, so today I'm binding the session for the day. Whenever you will come, you can say and come to the next session. Please revise and come to the question. I can effort from my side, but the mainly effort is done from your side. Is it fair enough? Yes or no? You agree, all of you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
One. I will say 2 or 3%
Yes, sir.
will. Okay, can you? I want to see that you actually whenever I try to say something, you obey my things or not. Can somebody one time laugh for me, please? Somebody together laugh. Yes or no? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Can anyone say laugh? That is a practice. Laugh. Okay. So I'm binding the session for the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.